Laconia, a region of southern Greece at the foot of the Taygetus Mountains. Once the site of ancient Sparta, this place was chosen for the medieval stronghold of Mystra. In its heyday, Mystra was the most important city in the Byzantine Empire after the capital Constantinople. Now only ruins remain. The Fourth Crusade in 1204, organized by Pope Innocent III and the Venetian Doge, was waged against Christian Constantinople. Constantinople was captured and plundered, and Greece divided up between the victorious Frankish conquerors. Guillaume II de Villehardouin, a French nobleman from Champagne, received, among other prizes, Laconia. For his defense, he built a fortress on top of one of the Taygetus foothills and gave it the name of Mystra. That was in 1249. The local people of the plains sought the protection of the fortress, and so the town of Mystra evolved. The oldest houses stand in the upper part of the city. The houses of farmers and craftsmen serving the Frankish rulers, all in traditional Frankish style. Similar ruins could be found anywhere in Central Europe. You can hear the clatter of horses' hooves, the clashing of swords, applause from the tournament grounds, the crackling of a fire in the hearth, secluded ladies' apartments, the sound of lutes and drums, love songs and ballads. You can see the beautiful ladies in their magnificent gowns, a sumptuous banquet, red wine, damsels looking down from airy balconies. Guillaume of Villehardouin wasn't left in peace to enjoy his new city for long. Byzantium, recovering from its defeat, reconquered the province. In 1260, Villehardouin was overwhelmed and taken prisoner by the Byzantines. As part of his ransom, he handed the castle at Mystra over to the emperor. Byzantium had won. They built the first church in Mystra, the Metropolitan Church, a Frankish bell tower attached to a Byzantine cruciform domed church, the symbol of Mystra, now the property of the emperor. Behind the stone iconostasis, or rood screen, is the altar, the throne of God whose representative on earth is the emperor. This episcopal church is dedicated to Saint Demetrius, the Roman knight martyred in Thessaloniki. Mystra needed good fortifications. The Franks had not yet given up the struggle. And then the throne of the Last Judgment, the choir of angels. New colors, for instance yellow, introduced from the west. The faces, too, show Western influence. The torment of the damned in hell. An angel holding the book of life. Biblical scenes in Byzantine style. Christ healing the lame and those with dropsy. Was it not a miracle that the power of the battered Eastern Roman Empire should have revived? One last time, the Franks tried to win back Mystra. The attempt failed, and Mystra became the strategic base for wresting the entire Peloponnese from Frankish rule. Mystra became a Byzantine city. Byzantine government achieved a true unity of church and state. Their strength stemmed from their Christian faith. So it's no wonder that monasteries were founded in Mystra, monasteries that became centers of both spiritual and intellectual development. The largest is the monastery of Brontorion with its two churches, Hagios Theodoros, and the Church of the Lady Hodegetria, she who leads the way. The most highly skilled craftsmen flocked from Constantinople to work here. The Company of Martyrs, here too Western influence is striking. Saint Zachary portrayed on a painted ceiling. Painting of an imperial decree detailing the lavish grants of land bequeathed to the monastery. But the city of Mystra was not dependent on the emperor's patronage. Mystra developed a flourishing industry and trade based on the breeding of silkworms and manufacture of silk. The numerous mulberry trees on which the silk spinners fed still grow there today. Mystra was ruled by imperial governors. They brought the pomp and ceremony of Byzantine court life to the city. Even the imperial princes were honored to take up governors' posts here. The high standing of the town is illustrated by the fact that the Emperor John VI abdicated to lead the life of a simple monk in Mystra. Mystra was one of the great intellectual centers of the Byzantine Empire. Around 1400, an academy was founded here to study the ancient philosophers Plato and Aristotle and the historian Thucydides. The beginnings of humanist philosophy also took root here and were brought by visiting Western scholars to Florence, spawning new schools of thought. Merchants and noblemen, monks and priests, elegant ladies in diaphanous silk garments, foreign visitors from the West and from the not-so-distant Orient, learned scientists and soldiers jostled together in the streets of this wonderful city. The wall paintings inside the Church of Peripleptos reflect the colorful society outside. Bethlehem, the birthplace of Jesus, the Virgin Mary with the Christ child in the manger. Jesus' baptism in the River Jordan. The Last Supper. The descent from the cross. Doubting Thomas. The Transfiguration on Mount Tabor. Pentecost, the gift of the Holy Spirit, the whole story of the life and suffering of Jesus Christ. Angels mourning the death of the Son of God. Or are the angels weeping as the end of the world or the fall of Byzantine civilization approaches? The Turks are closing in on Constantinople, and the West will leave the Byzantine Empire to its fate. They will stand by passively as this bastion of civilization is destroyed forever. Even after the fall of Constantinople, Mystra remained Byzantine for another 7 years. Then the Albanians came and Mystra fought them off successfully, but in 1489 it was taken by the Turks. Next it was conquered by the Venetians, and then once again by the Turks, but Mystra remained the flourishing capital of Laconia. Finally, in 1825, during the Greek War of Independence, Mystra was destroyed by the Egyptians. The last inhabitants of Mystra moved down onto the plains, and Otto I, Bavarian king of Greece, reconstructed the city of Sparta there. The last great church to be erected in Mystra, dedicated to Pantanassa Maria, was built just before the fall of Constantinople. Nuns live there to this day. Their priest rings the bell for Vespers. To this day, believers come here to worship the Mother of God the Almighty. This is where the last Byzantine emperor, Constantine, was crowned, in Mystra, more than 1,000 kilometers away from Constantinople. It's no coincidence that the churches alone have survived the destruction and decline of this city. Byzantine culture lives on in the Orthodox Church. Mystra, a distant reminder of a once brightly colored world of scholarship, religion, and art, a city imbued with a strange and wonderful charm.